It's almost cliche on this day to ask, but how would you sum up training camp?
Probably what everybody said, and I just think we got a lot accomplished, checked the boxes we wanted to coming into this, start to build that connection. Definitely had some great competition, and we ended on just a great note. Last night a barbecue, and today, finishing out with a good focused practice.
You could look at camp two ways. You could look at it as you have a lot of veterans who are coming back from an NBA Finals team, hit the ground running. But honestly, there's also a lot of newcomers in here and new faces. How did you sort of deal with that sort of dichotomy?
Yeah, I really liked that. Mm-hmm. So it felt different enough, but it was actually we were able to move quick through things because we did bring a lot of guys back. But the team definitely has a different feel. And every season and every team is different. But when you're bringing back a lot of your main players, you tend to think that it'll be quite similar. Mm-hmm. And it just had a totally different vibe, a different feel. Of course, it's early on, but just had a very productive week, and that's what you're trying to accomplish when you're going into a training camp that's going to prepare you for something, that we're trying to do that's special.
Pam was asked which young guy kind of popped in the most this week, and he mentioned Cole Swider. What did you like from Cole this week?
It just, these years are going by so fast. They really are. But we did a drill 2 days ago where he was on the scout team, and all we were doing is drilling our transition defense. I think I mentioned that yesterday. And it was his first opportunity to do the exact same things Duncan was doing 4 years ago in the same gym, same drill, where we're really trying to work our veterans on our foundation of our defense. And you could see the size, his quick trigger, and his ability to get shots off and make a defense scramble. So he'll continue to work on that. He has a bunch of great role models whenever we break out into our catch and shoot shooting sessions. Between Duncan and Tyler and even Kyle, he has a lot of knowledge there to be able to use as resources.
Cole,
but there's a bunch of other young guys that played really well too.
Cole, who else has kind of put their best foot forward?
Yeah, because I don't want to rank or say one stood out more than the other. That's not fair. They all had their moments. Drew Smith, he's really developed this grit and fortitude that we like and we think is necessary. Each year that he's come back to us, he's come back better from all the experiences. And usually most guys get too discouraged or they get upset at being transitioned several times and they just move on right at the point of finding success. But guys like Duncan or Rodney McGruder or guys that have stayed the course get exponentially better, and then because of those experiences, it makes them unique. They just have this toughness and ability to compete and stay the course. And he came across like a veteran this week in our training camp, which was fun to see. This guy over here really took a step forward in terms of embracing a role initially that can help him find success in this league. He was so disruptive defensively. I think he led the league in deflections and the camp in deflections and steals. He's an out-of-this-world athlete, and offensively, really committed to just trying to be rock solid and use his athleticism in transition or off the ball, and that isn't an adjustment. And then he'll continue to develop, like you've seen him working on all his pick and roll reads and his shooting, working with Rob. That'll all get better, but he has to find a template to find immediate success in a role, and he took some steps forward with that.
Now you had the scrimmage and first preseason game. you talk about the fact. I know this is the case every year, but how much the next few weeks of the Hawks do it?
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out. I mean, I think it just feels like we have more depth, and it might be because it's more functional positional depth, at specific positions. And then, preseason, we'll have to balance all of that stuff, all the things that you have to do. Want to get guys into rhythm right away. Want to start to get a framework of what a rotation could look like. I doubt it'll be all determined even by the last preseason game. I want to look at some of these guys and also reward them for the work that they've been putting in, this summer and training camp. And then we'll evaluate players, as well. How many games do we have? 5? I'll attempt to accomplish all of that in the next 2 weeks. We'll see.
So the Dolphins are back home tomorrow. Last time they were there, you saw them score 70 points. Your relationship with Mike McDaniel, what was it like seeing that kind of execute to that level?
I should say this, but yeah, we're going again. The Spo Bros are fired up to go out there. What was the question?
Just seeing them score 70 points.
Yeah, that was amazing. It was incredible. I mean, it was electrifying being in the stadium and seeing that team come together. Early on, they had a tough loss last week. All those things are good. Coach talks about that adversity is an opportunity. I wholeheartedly agree. With that, and looking forward to the game tomorrow.
How do you think you would handle having to take a week off from a loss like that? You usually like to get right back after it to make it right. How do you think you would handle something like that?
Sometimes we've had to have a whole off season after a final loss to think about it and ruminate over it and prepare for the next season. It's different, obviously, but yeah, we went through some kind of process this summer.
Is that the first time you've met Wayne Gretzky? I saw the picture of you with
Actually,
him.
yes. I know. What was funny about that, Pat was just telling me a bunch of stories literally 3 days before that about Wayne and their relationship, and from the LA days, and then even New York. And then boom, I walk in there and he's the first person I bumped into.
Do you have to refer to him as the great one upon meeting him?
I did. And then he said, he wanted to take a picture. And I was like, with who? Give me your camera. I'll take it for you.
Coach, from a head coaching perspective, how eager are you to kind of really play meaningful basketball, whether it be the preseason or this when the season kind of gets underway?
Can't wait, but we have these steps that we still have to take right now, and that's what we're wrapping our minds around. All right, thank you.
Thank you.